presents ACC basketball with North Carolina against Wake Forest. First place tie. Each team has a big win in conference play. North Carolina's 101-95 over Virginia in Charlottesville. Wake Forest, their last time out, 91-73 over contender North Carolina State. The Tar Heels, led by sophomore Michael Jordan, who this week was voted the ACC Player of the Week, an outstanding swingman, and although just a sophomore, one of the best players in the college game today. Wake's tremendous defense, led by these lightning-quick guards, Danny Young and Delaney Rudd. These two lead the Wake defense, which leads the ACC, forcing 20 turnovers a game and holding their opponents to just 64 points a game, also the best in conference play. Carolina coached by Dean Smith. Wake Forest by Carl. Opening tonight for Dean Smith's club up front, Jimmy Braddock at a guard, a 6'2 sophomore from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Michael Jordan, what a player, 6'6 sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina. In the middle, a freshman, Brad Doherty, 6'11, he's out of Black Mountain, North Carolina. A marvelous player, Sam Perkins at a forward, 6'9 junior, averaging 16 points, 9 rebounds. Matt Doherty, the other forward, a 6'8 junior from East Meadow, New York. That's the North Carolina, and now the Wake Forest starting lineup. At the guards for the Deacons, Danny Young, a 6'3 junior, averaging 14 points a game, and lightning quick, Delaney Rudd, 6'2 sophomore from Hollister, North Carolina. In the middle for the Deeks, Anthony Tichy, a 6'9 junior from Goldsboro, 8 points, 9 rebounds a game. Up front, Alvis Rogers from Washington, North Carolina, 6'7, gives him a dozen points a game, and John Toms, the 6'6 junior from Shelby, averaging 14 points a contest. That is how they will start here tonight. And we are set for basketball. 4-0 in the conference. Wake Forest 13-2. 4-0. Carolina, of course, coached by Dean Smith, and Wake Forest, of course, by Carl Tacey. Two outstanding basketball teams. North Carolina ranked 3rd, AP UPI. Wake Forest 19th, one poll, 20 in the other. Two top 20 teams tied for first in the conference, and the ball about to go in the air. And about to go out of bounds and be awarded.
Yeah, there's a mistimed jump that time by Perkins. He went up and was too soon, and it looked like Tichy came up just in time, but he slapped it so hard he slapped it out of bounds, and North Carolina gets it.
There's Wake Forest ranking, 19th Associated Press, 20th UPI. Rankings do not matter right now.
Fred, this team, Wake Forest, I think it's noted for good defense right now. Carl Tacey opened up in a man-to-man. North Carolina trying to utilize it, go inside.
Out inside to Perkins they go, and he picks up the first 2 points in the basketball game. The 6'9 junior from Latham, New York, puts the Heels up 2-0. North Carolina draws first blood. Young for Wake Forest. Intended it for Tichy. It was touched by Brad Doherty. Now Tichy brings it back.
You run a lot of time off that clock when you slap the ball back in the back court. Now they've only got 12 seconds left to get a shot up.
Toms off the wing. John Toms gets the first 2 for Wake Forest. We're tied at 2 with 19-11 left in the first half. Braddock pushes up quickly for Carolina to Perkins.
North Carolina's going to try to push the ball inside to their bigger players.
Doherty defended well. Matt Doherty did twice, can't get it. The rebound brought down by Alvis Rogers for Wake Forest. Quickly, Young to the circle. Plays it up softly, got it. He's fouled, it's going to count.
That's the one thing the Demon Deacons have got to do, and that time Young took it right into Jordan's face. Doherty in good defensive position to draw the foul. He never got there. He was fouled before he reached Doherty. Good move that time by Danny Young.
First foul in the ball game.
Young didn't seem to be intimidated at all. He took it right to Jordan and went inside with Doherty and Perkins and the other Doherty waiting inside on the paint.
And Young gets a three-point play. And it's 5-2. Wake Forest up by 3.
Fred, you see Rudd picking up Braddock as soon as he crosses the half-court line. They're trying to keep that ball from going inside. North Carolina and Dean Smith would like to get the ball inside to those taller Tar Heel players.
Toms and Michael Jordan are matched up. There's Jordan off the baseline. Can't get it. Tichy clears the rebound. And here comes Young. Well, he's smooth. Oh, fires from long range. Too high. It's going to be out of bounds. And North Carolina as it clears the rim. Larry, Wake Forest uses a three-point shot less than any team in this conference. They've attempted only 55 of them all year.
That's right, and they're only averaging 9 shots per game from the three-point range, while North Carolina is leading the ACC with 21. And they're also leading in field goal percentage for that area with almost 46%. 57% of those three-point shots dropping.
Brad Doherty, nice pump fake. Shots up and good. Brad Doherty, the freshman, has 2. 5-4. Wake Forest by a point now, and there's a foul committed. He was bumped as he got the shot away. Peachy draws the foul.
I don't think there's any secret to the strategy of the Tar Heels. They want to get the ball inside, and right there's a good example of it with Doherty going up over Peachy. Peachy commits the foul. Doherty goes to the line for the three-point opportunity. Carl Tacey having a great career here at Wake Forest in his 11th year.
Good coach. Doherty in and out. Michael Jordan was there to grab a rebound, and he was fouled. A pair of Wake Forest players were up there along with him, and the foul was whistled. Carolina will play it in from the baseline.
Wake Forest goes into a 2-3 zone here, and North Carolina content to get the basketball in. We'll try to find the opening in the Wake Forest zone. He can stay in that zone defense, Fred.
Alvis Rogers is the man charged with the foul. Michael Jordan. Full zone by Wake Forest, and Toms gets a hand on the ball and comes up with the interception. They're 3-on-2. Long bounce pass was shot good by Delaney Rudd, and he was fouled.
They're going to call a charge and disallow the basket. The official called it away. Boy, is Carl Tacey upset with that call there. Let's watch it once again. Good steal right here by John Toms. He gets it in midcourt and a good bounce pass right there. There he goes up. There's the foul. They take it away from him. Delaney Rudd with a good move inside. Carl Tacey really upset with that call.
Really upset with the call, but it looked like the Carolina player may have been set. 5-4. It is Wake Forest by a point. Braddock moves against Rudd, tried to bounce it down inside, taken away. Danny Young with a basketball. Look at him get inside in a hurry. Oh. Danny Young saw daylight and went to it. He has 5, and it's 7-4 Wake Forest.
Somebody missed an assignment on the Tar Heels defense that time. I don't know who it was, but he blew right down the middle. Deacon's playing good defense, Fred. They have all year long. They've got 20 turnovers per average away from the clubs they've been playing against.
Toms deflected the ball, saved by Doherty. Deflected again. Delaney Rudd got a hand on it, taken by Peachy, and the Deacon Demons are playing demon defense right now. Toms from the wing, good. Toms near the corner nails his 4th point. It is 9-4 Wake Forest. Boy, this club's coming out and attacking.
I'll tell you what, this crowd is fired up too. We've only played about 3 minutes. You're going to see some turnovers. I'll tell you that the Demon Deacons are doing a great job on defense. North Carolina a little sloppy with their ball handling. The Demon Deacons in good shape to make the steal. We've got an offensive foul.
Matt Doherty draws the foul. The second against Carolina.
Watch Doherty on the foul right here. He spins and moves. Looks like he's locked up right there with Young. Could have gone either way. Both guys locked up in the arms.
Wake Forest forcing 20 turnovers a game has forced North Carolina into 3 already here. 16:43 left in the first half. 9-4 Wake Forest.
North Carolina 1-3-1 zone now. Perkins down low. They go to Rogers.
Alvis Rogers left hands it up, and it's good. And Alvis Rogers has 2, and Wake Forest hot. 11-4 Deacons. Boy, this crowd on its feet and roaring here in Greensboro.
First 5 rows have been on their feet since the game started.
Braddock, a 3-point try, wouldn't get it. Rebound picked off by Rogers to the hands of Brad Doherty. Young.
Look at the move.
Oh, but a count. He's fouled. Danny Young gliding down inside, picks up his 7th point, and he'll be on the free throw line.
Danny Young moving. Great offensive move. Blew right by Doherty that time. Got inside, got the basket, and drew the foul.
The foul charged to Jim Braddock his first. There's Dean Smith not happy with what he's seeing right now. His club down by 9 in the early going. Bill Guthridge on his right, one of his assistants.
Bill's been with him 16 years.
Danny Young has 8 points. Larry, he is a lot quicker. He's going faster than you think he is. I'm talking about Young. He's so smooth that he just sort of sneaks past you.
Wake Forest stays in that man-to-man defense, and North Carolina goes inside.
Oh, Brad Doherty was open and shot it too strongly. And here comes Wake Forest up by 10. Toms walked to the basketball. That won't count. And the ball goes back to North Carolina as Wake Forest turns it over.
That was a good call. Danny Young got the basketball. He got it in good position to make the pass, and it was a good move by John Toms on the baseline, but he took the extra step.
We have a timeout taken here in the Greensboro Coliseum. We have 15 minutes, 54 seconds left in our first half, and there's your score. Wake Forest landing the first blow. They're up over Carolina, 14 to this game without the express written consent of the Atlantic Coast Conference is strictly prohibited. Wake Forest cheerleaders, a reason to celebrate here.
But I'm going to tell you, we've got Wake Forest 6 for 6 from the field right now. North Carolina very poor, 2 for 7. You know, we sat here yesterday during Wake Forest practice and watched them work on what they thought they were going to face against North Carolina, which was half-court and full-court pressure. Carl Tacey's got his team prepared to play. They've come out here, and they're smoking here in the beginning of the first half.
They're attacking with poise. They're very crisp. They're executing what he taught them. And there's the man we're talking about, Carl Tacey, in his 11th year here at Wake Forest. Just very quietly has come out and averaged 17, 18 wins a year for all that time. Has not had the national recognition some other teams have. That they know about him down here in ACC country. Perkins inside, Michael Jordan. Well,
we saw a few of those on Saturday from him, and he just came back and got another one. A good pass inside that time by Braddock. Jordan took full advantage of the pass and got the stuff.
Danny Young glides up court against Michael Jordan.
A little bit more pressure being exerted right now by the Tar Heels. They're going to come out and pick up Wake Forest. They've got to force something defensively.
Delaney Rudd inside, lobs it up there. That's going to be basket interference against Anthony Peachy. And a shame from the Wake Forest standpoint, where if he hadn't touched it, it may have dropped. It still had a chance.
But I'll tell you the thing that's really tough right now for the Deacons is the fact they've had 3 goals taken away from them, man. Them here in the early going. Here it is right there. You see Peachy with the ball. He did get it. It was on the rim.
Yeah, and it was not going to drop. It didn't look like it was coming straight on. Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins. Might have had a shot, doesn't take it, gives to Braddock. Back down it goes. Perkins looks in, nothing there. He'll take the jumper this time, and it's good. Sam Perkins has 4.
And he did it right in front of Alvis Rogers. Had arms extended.
Delaney Rudd from the corner, short with a try. Gets it back, tries it again, and nails it. Delaney Rudd has 2. 16-8, Wake Forest. Braddock pushes it up. Good.
Very, very fast pace in this basketball game.
There's Brad Doherty. Gets Anthony Teachy off his feet and draws a foul. The second on Anthony Teachy. The 4th on Wake Forest. North Carolina's been whistled for 3.
You might see Teachy's eye right there. He got banged in practice the other day and just had a cut, a small cut. Here's the foul committed by Teachy against Doherty. Almost a 3-point chance. He just hit the back of the rim and it carried off.
Steve Hale, number 25 in blue, has just replaced Braddock. Matt Doherty now takes a seat on the Carolina bench. Talk about getting banged in practice. Carolina on Tuesday had some people get nicked up pretty good. Kenny Green is in the game now for Wake Forest also. Braddock hurt his right thumb in practice on Tuesday. Buzz Peterson bruised a foot. And Michael Jordan hurt his shoulder. And Sam Perkins didn't practice because of a sore knee that he's had from time to time. Now 16-9 as Brad Doherty gets his 3rd point. Looking for number 4 right here. And gets it. Doherty 2 for 2 on the line.
Here comes the North Carolina full court pressure. And again, we said Young and Rudd are really the 2 guys who've got to handle this North Carolina press.
Buzz Peterson in the Carolina line. There's Toms. Got loose and playing apart. Partially deflected. I believe it was blocked. Carolina could get within 3 or 4 right here. Hale bounces it down low. The jumper's up. Brad Doherty. Good tough shot for the freshman off the baseline. He has 6. He's looking to shoot a little more tonight, Larry.
He is, and I tell you, it looked like that ball was tipped by Teachy on the way up, and it may have helped it go in.
Carolina once down by 10, back within 4. Jordan gets a hand on it. It's out of bounds to Wake Forest under their own basket.
Interesting that Wake Forest is trying to push the ball inside. They tried to get it to Toms that time against Michael Jordan.
Matt Doherty will re-enter the Carolina lineup. Lenny Rudd to Karasik from the deep corner. John Toms gets his 6 points. 18-12 Wake Forest. They aren't bashful, are they?
Oh, great action in this basketball game. And as often as North Carolina changes defense, they've got to be aware of good shooting Wake Forest club. All of these kids can shoot the ball pretty well, but as can North Carolina.
This is Hale, the freshman from James, Oklahoma. Perkins back to Hale. Buzz Peterson. That's a 3-point try, and it's short. Rebound falls into the hands of Tony Karasik. Here comes Young. Delaney Rudd, deep corner. High off the rim and out of bounds. That's the second ball that's gone over the board for Wake Forest. And out of bounds to North Carolina. Matt Doherty right back into the North Carolina. Michael Jordan gets a breather. Also, John Brownlee will enter the contest as Dean Smith, as always, substituting very liberally.
Well, we have an opportunity, Fred. You might look at the 3-point line right there. It's a different color than the white lines that encircle the foul circle and the foul lane. And I think that helps the players a great deal when they know the difference in the colors of the line.
And the officials. Matt Doherty picks up his first 2 points of the night. 18-14 Wake. Here's Young. Shoots over Peterson, doesn't drop it. Perkins has it. And here comes North Carolina down by 4 with 13:04 left in the first half. Matt Doherty's going to try it. Too strong. Perkins, he's fouled.
Looks like Kenny Green got him that time. As a freshman from Eustis, Florida. 6'6", 210, a highly regarded freshman for this Wake Forest team. You see Perkins with a good rebound. There's the foul. There's no doubt about that. He got all of his arm.
Perkins, the 6'9" junior from Latham, New York. As you look at the story of the game with 12:57 left in the first half, Wake Forest up by 4 at the moment. Carolina making a run at him. And they have Sam Perkins on the line. Larry, an 86% free throw shooter. There appears to be some confusion at the scores table. Carl Tacey checking on it. Dean Smith will amble down that way. One thing, if you ever see one coach with an official at the table, you're going to see the other coach very shortly.
They don't seem to know right now exactly what it is. I don't know what Tacey's asking about. I'm just wondering if they're trying to find out who the foul was called on. Did Kenny Green get the foul before he was taken out of the basketball game? He was taken back, and he tried to replace him.
Now Carl Tacey's beginning to get upset with the officials. Green is out of the game now, and John Toms comes on the court.
We'll have to find out what the ruling was on that and what the problem was.
Michael Jordan back in for North Carolina. Buzz Peterson sits down. Matt Doherty back in. John Brownlee sits down. Well, they took the wrong man off the court, apparently. The substitute that came on the floor called the wrong guy off, and the officials say it has to stand. Carl Tacey did not want Green out of the ball game, and apparently the player that reported asked the wrong player to come out. Sam Perkins now has 5. 86% shooter. Shaker High School, Latham, New York. The man can play.
Some people say he doesn't take enough shots. Dean Smith thinks so. He thinks he ought to take more.
Half a dozen points now. 12:55 in the first half. 18-16, Carolina within 2.
North Carolina's made a 12-4 run against Wake Forest, so they're beginning to catch up.
Lenny Rudd tried to throw a very difficult pass right there, did not succeed. Substitution, Wake Forest. There's Kenny Green. Now he's back in, and John Toms is out. Team fouls, 5 Wake Forest, 3 North Carolina. The Deacons need something here. Green's going to try to give it to him. He's blocked by Perkins. Picked up by Karasik. Alvis Rogers with a jump hook and a beautiful shot.
Oh, that's a great shot. Beautiful form. Alvis Rogers right over the hands of the guard.
Long try by Jordan. No good. Look at Rogers up to clear the rebound. He took command of the board that time. Danny Young moves against Michael Jordan. 12:22 left in the first half. Wake Forest with a 4-point lead in the basketball. Delaney Rudd right in front of the Wake Forest bench. Quick move to the baseline, and then they have stepped on the end line and did. It's out of bounds to North Carolina.
But you know, to this point, we've only got Wake Forest with 4 turnovers. We've got 12-14 to play. They really have led this conference in the least number of turnovers in the ACC. Here's the man stepping out of bounds right here. Good position that time inside by Sam Perkins to not allow him to drive the baseline.
Wake committing an average of just 13 turnovers a game and forcing 20. That's a big advantage. Oh, and a block. Green got the first block, bothered that shot. Battle on the boards. Brad Doherty tips, can't get it, cut it again, and we're going to have goaltending. It may have been Alvis Rogers, the man that got the ball. When the goaltending call occurred, the North Carolina cheerleaders celebrate. Give Brad Doherty the 2 points. He now has 8.
Watch it one more time. You'll see it come off right there. There's 1 slap, 2 slaps. Doherty rolls it off. There's the call right there. Alvis Rogers with a slap when the ball was on the rim.
So Doherty gets the 2 points, and we have a timeout here. 11 minutes, 56 seconds left in a furious first half. Our score now, Wake Forest 20, North Carolina 18, and we'll be right back.
Carolina right here. You see a great block right there by Wake Forest. Watch the ball come back inside. Michael Jordan with the shot. Another attempted block by Green. He doesn't get there. Tip by Perkins. He misses. Good flurry under the basket, and there's the goaltending call against Rogers. Good effort inside. And right now, we've got North Carolina with their inside play, and you see the dominance right here by North Carolina on the board. North Carolina has got most of their points, Fred, on the inside.
Brad Doherty has 8, Perkins 6, Matt Doherty 2, and Jordan has 2. Field goal percentage to this point. Wake Forest, 50%. North Carolina is starting to pick it up. They're at 44%. They won a big battle on the offensive board last time up. They're back within 2 points of Wake Forest after being down 10. 11:45 left in the first half. Long pass cross court.
Pretty active zone by North Carolina right now. And the Wake Forest club is trying to work the ball around the perimeter to find that opening. But they've got 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Now 6. They're going to have to get the shot. 4 seconds from the deep corner. Delaney Rudd can't get it. Green back up with it.
Looks like Matt Doherty. He got Green inside. Green got the basketball. Doherty was looking around.
6'6" freshman from Eustis, Florida, gets his first 2 points, and it's Wake by 4 again. Perkins off the baseline. Doherty tried to throw a cut pass inside. It was knocked away. There's Rudd. He's fouled. The shot did not fall. And Rudd was fouled as he went for the layup.
One of the things I think Wake Forest does extremely well is on a turnover is be able to get the basketball on a fast break. You see the combination of it right here by Delaney Rudd on the fast break, but that came from a turnover. They took the turnover in transition and got a good fast break. Wake Forest doing an excellent job of that tonight.
That foul called against Steve Hale, his first, the 4th against Carolina. Delaney Rudd now has 3 points. He's a 77% free thrower.
Reggie, you've got to believe that in that transition game that this 30-second clock in the ACC is the result of a lot of fast breaks that ordinarily would not occur if they didn't have that 30-second clock.
I agree. 11:06 left in the first half. Wake back up by 6. Does Peterson in some trouble, gets it to Hale, open in the circle. Gonna try it, and he gets it. Steve Hale, the freshman, picks up his first 2 points. 24-20. Wake Forest. Delaney Rudd bounces down inside. Nice turnaround jump shot by Kenny Green. He has 4, and that was a smooth piece of work along the baseline.
Good piece of baskets right here. 2 by 1 player. Green off of the bench for Wake Forest, and Steve Hale the last time down the floor for the Tar Heels.
10 minutes, 35 seconds left in our first half. Wake Forest leading North Carolina 26-20. The Heels attack. Perkins in the deep corner to Peterson. Lob to Doherty. Hale, 3-pointer, good.
And all of a sudden, Steve Hale has gotten very hot for the North Carolina Tar Heels. If he keeps up that kind of shooting, Wake Forest will have to come out of that zone that they used the last time down the floor.
Now Wake by 3. Delaney Rudd outside to Danny Young as they attack the North Carolina zone. And Dean Smith is always switching defenses constantly. He makes you adjust. He makes you recognize what's going on. That foul goes against Sam Perkins. The junior from Latham, New York, draws his first. Number 5 on North Carolina. The team fouls now even at 5 apiece. There's your score again. Wake Forest up by 3 with 10 minutes and a second left in the first half.
You know, we've only played 1/2 of the first half, and we've already scored 26 points for Wake Forest and 23 for North Carolina. Most clubs in the ACC, when they didn't have the 30-second clock, wouldn't have had that many points.
Dean Smith checking on something at the scores table as action gets underway again. Rudd got in trouble with it, was able to salvage it, and it's out of bounds now to Wake Forest. Rudd got that ball in a very tough position between his legs down around his ankles, and it's really hard to dig it out of there.
That's one of the fundamentals of basketball. If you're going to make a good pass, hit the guy in the chest. Don't throw it at his feet.
Green couldn't get it. Karasik lobs it up, misses. Tip try, won't go, and the ball out of bounds to Wake Forest off the head of Sam Perkins.
And as earlier we saw the Tar Heels go on the offensive board, that time you had a good look at the Wake Forest club. They really got up. Karasik and Green playing volleyball with a basketball here. Karasik with a short miss. Green tries, he misses. Perkins comes up with a basketball, but it goes off his head.
Oh, Green, quick move, baseline, but he got an air ball, but right there is Young. Too strong with the try. And now finally Carolina peels it off the boards. It was Brad Doherty that got it back for the Tar Heels. Jordan, quick move, baseline. Blocked by Karasik, foul called on Tony Karasik. His first. What can I tell you? Can Michael Jordan get the baseline on you?
What's that move? That first step is so very important. Karasik over to try to help, to no avail. He blew right back Kenny Green. You see him turn. You get that defensive player back on your heels like Jordan's capable of doing. And the only thing you can do is expect help. And Karasik tried to give it, but he's too late.
Michael Jordan has 2 points in this game. First time on the line, 69% free throw. Carolina 4 for 5 on the line. Wake 4 for 4 in this game. Jordan misses the first attempt. Michael, a sophomore, averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds a game. He has 50 steals this year, Larry, in 18 games.
Well, he's so far up in all the ACC statistics. He's second in the conference field goal percentage at a little over 57%, and he's second in scoring with an 18.7 average. He's just a complete basketball player. He's a good one.
Anthony Tichy, John Tom's back in the Wake Forest lineup. Michael Jordan, second free throw attempt. It's good. And the score now, 26-24 Wake Forest, after the Deacons broke to a 10-point lead early. North Carolina right back in the thick of it with 9:27 left in the first half.
Here comes that half-court pressure of North Carolina. Wake Forest worked on this and practiced a lot yesterday. That time they got through the North Carolina press with no problem. Now they run their offense.
North Carolina got the first 2 points in this ball game. Wake Forest immediately took the lead back and has held it ever since. There's a foul against Brad Doherty. The 6'11 freshman from Black Mountain draws his first foul. And that is team foul number 6 on Carolina. Wake has committed 6. From here on out, both teams will be in the 1-1, and we have 9:10 left in the first half. There's your time left. There's your score, 26-24, Wake Forest. Now Matt Doherty back on the court for North Carolina. Michael Jordan will sit down. You know what amazes me about the Carolina players? As much as Dean Smith runs them in and out, they always seem to hit the floor right in the flow of the game.
Well, that's good discipline, and I think when you've got that many players involved and active in the basketball game, they're not only active on the floor, but they're active on the bench. They're told that, they stay in the basketball game, and that's why they hit the floor running.
Danny Young against Peterson.
Great shot by Danny Young that time. Peterson, good defense. Young didn't even look at it. He's still stuck in the hole.
Young has 10. Wake is up by 4. 8:47 left in the first half. Wake sets the zone. North Carolina attacks. Perkins in the middle of it. Good. Sam Perkins has 8.
North Carolina did a good job of spreading out the Wake Forest zone defense that time, and Perkins found the opening.
Well, there's a turnover, and it's going to occur just as I'm about to say something, Larry, that may sound funny to some people. I'll tell you what, this is a pretty basketball game.
It really is, and that time, Danny Young just let the ball go a little too hard. Way over the head that time of Rudd. He just couldn't get up high enough.
Warren Martin in the lineup now for North Carolina, a 6'11 sophomore. Brad Doherty sits down. There are the turnovers, even at 5 apiece. 8:27.
Wake looks like they're using a 1-3-1 zone right now, and North Carolina trying to attack with a 2-1-2 and a big overload.
Peterson had a notion, didn't try. Perkins looks in at Warren Martin, nothing there. Back to Peterson, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Braddock backs it out. Corner to Martin. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to have to do something. Matt Doherty, 2 seconds left, forces the shot too strong, and Wake had the rebound and then lost it. Warren Martin to Perkins for an easy 2. 2 Wake players got in a battle over the rebound.
It was funny to watch Martin. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know whether to go up with it or pass it. He decided to pass it.
Sam Perkins has 10, and North Carolina has caught Wake Forest with 7:45 left in the first half. After being down by 10, the heels are dead even with the Deacons here. Deflection by Matt Doherty, picked off by Braddock. Here comes Carolina. Braddock easy to Martin, and it's 2. Warren Martin nails 2, and it's Carolina by 2.
I give Matt Doherty credit that time. He made a nice pass to Martin, breaking down the paint.
30-28 Heels with 7:24 left in the first half. Long pass, John Tom, 3-point try, in and out. Warren Martin has the rebound. Wants help. There's Braddock. Here comes Carolina. The Heels are on a roll right now.
North Carolina really pushing the ball up the floor.
We've got a player, I believe, off the court. No, I count 10.
But I can't do it. I think someone has passed out over there at the scorer's table, and it may be one of our officials. Not one of the officials working the game, but someone at the table.
Well, there's a flurry of activity, as you can see, and we're not about to speculate or comment on who or what. The timeout is stopped here in the Greensboro Coliseum with 7:09 left in our first half. The score at the moment, Carolina 30, Wake Forest 28.
He knocks the ball away. Braddock picks the basketball up. You'll see him bringing it down on the break. Watch Doherty go to the corner and make the good bounce pass to Martin. Good stuff. Matt Doherty with a good heads-up play there on the fast break.
Here it is from another angle.
Watch it from the other side here. Doherty again. Good pass.
Carolina really going to get done up front. Steve Hale has come off the bench playing at a guard spot. Continue to work on him over there. They have now rolled a gurney up, and obviously they're going to be able to get him out of here and probably to a hospital.
As you look right there at the field goal percentage, North Carolina shooting 50%, Wake Forest 41%. Fred, we've got the Wake Forest guards getting 18 of their 28 points, while North Carolina has gotten only 8 of their 30 points from their guards. So it's obvious that North Carolina is pushing the basketball inside and trying to do it with inside play against Wake Forest.
All right.
Here's the rebounding right here. You see Carolina with 14 and Wake Forest with 10.
Larry, now it's got to be a little bit tough for these players. First of all, some of the coaches, some of the players, you know, will know who this is. He's going to be somebody who is probably pretty close to one of these teams as they take him off. And now play's been stopped for quite some time. Anytime you have a situation like this, and the gentleman, let me say this, raised his head up as they rolled him out of here, so he's obviously conscious. Okay, we just heard that he's going to be fine. So let's take it from here. Now, it's got to be tough to restart this game.
It will be. Both of these clubs have been standing off on the sideline now for maybe 6 to 8 minutes, and they've cooled off. They need to get back in the flow of the game. And North Carolina was the club that was really hot before this unfortunate incident happened. Now they've got to get it back in gear. They'll have the basketball against Wake Forest. Wake Forest down by 2, 30-28. We've got 7:09 to play.
7 minutes, 9 seconds left in the first half. There's the Carolina bench. Players had to stand around and wait, and now they'll have to restart the game, and they were waiting for a very good cause, obviously, so they could get medical attention to the gentleman at the scores table who collapsed.
And Wake Forest comes out in a man-to-man defense. They were in a zone, and they went out, and Jordan got it.
It didn't take Michael Jordan long to get back in the flow of things. He now has 5 points, and Carolina's up by 4.
You think he could step out in the middle of May or June and just do this all over again?
I'll tell you what. I believe if you walked up over him Christmas morning and dropped the basketball that he would rise up and dunk it.
Wake Forest threw the basketball away. North Carolina gets it back. Wake Forest committed 2 bad turnovers now. There's never a good turnover, but that was a bad one, and Carolina an opportunity to stretch the lead.
Sam Perkins with the basketball. Carolina up by 4. Michael Jordan on the wing, moves on Tom's, dishes to Perkins, to Matt Doherty. Jordan gets it back along the lane, and it's good. And Michael Jordan going to work for Carolina. He has 7, and the Heels are up by a half dozen points. Their biggest lead. They were down by 10 earlier. Outside with it. Young. Wayne Rudd had it stripped by Jimmy Braddock. It's out of bounds, belongs to Wake Forest, and Carl Tacey says, I believe I better get myself a timeout right here, so they're going to stop play. We have 6 minutes, 11 seconds left in first half action here in the Greensboro Coliseum. And Carolina has come from 10 down now to open a 6-point lead, and Carl Tacey of Wake Forest has decided to take a timeout and make an adjustment.
And a pretty good time for a timeout right there, because you saw Michael Jordan came out. He was ready to play. It doesn't make a difference how long he sits out. He comes out on the floor ready. He got the 2 baskets and extended Carolina's lead to 34-28. Wake Forest seems a little bit cold. They threw the basketball away and had 1 turnover there. They need to get it back again. And let's watch Michael Jordan. Good baseline move. This is the first play after we came back. Michael Jordan with a stub. Outstanding basketball player, both offensively and defensively. Just a sophomore. He's a young man that Dean Smith can be happy he has around on this Tar Heel basketball team.
Wake Forest cheerleaders trying to whip up enthusiasm. They're the leaders in the conference in 3-point shooting so far this year. Sam Perkins, who is at 7 out of 10, leading percentage shooter. Buzz Peterson from North Carolina is at 13 out of 2. Jimmy Braddock has shot a bunch of them. He's 15 for 27. Doherty is the number 8 in the conference, and then Young from Wake Forest is 9th in the conference. And Larry, we understand that the gentleman at the scores table, the problem, he passed out, and as they took him out, we heard them say that he's going to be fine.
He has. He's regained consciousness outside. He did pass out, and he's fine outside right now, and I think everyone in here knows who it is. And I think we can go ahead and say that it was Rick Brewer, the sports information director at North Carolina.
And because he's going to be fine, we'll go ahead and mention we did know his identity all along. We did not want to alarm anyone, especially his family, but he's okay, and we're very thankful for that. And we're happy that he's all right, and he'll probably be back in here before too long. It's a rather alarming moment, needless to say. John Toms has 8 points.
Good out-of-bounds play that time by Wake Forest to get the basketball underneath, and Toms up with the basket.
6 minutes left in the first half. 34-30. North Carolina by 4.
Wake Forest out in a man-to-man defense, and North Carolina again trying to push the ball inside.
Michael Jordan, Warren Martin leans in and gets it.
Warren Martin is very, very tough. You can't get around him. If he starts some wheels and deals inside, it's very difficult to stop him defensively.
Toms had it knocked loose by Braddock. Good play by Braddock. To Matt Doherty. To Braddock, and look at the heels push it. Braddock gets it in the lane, down the lane, and gets blocked by Danny Young. Toms moves on Matt Doherty. It's going to be a charge. They take the basket away. The fourth goal taken away from Wake Forest in the first half of this game.
John Toms with an excellent move to the left. He had a man breaking on the right. It looked like Rudd was open, but this time he decided to take it. Doherty in good position to draw the charge.
And why doesn't he get the basket? Because the contact made first?
The official thinks so.
That's right. If he releases the ball first, he gets the 2 points. There's a steal by Anthony Peachy. 6'9", Anthony Peachy got the steal, went by Martin, slammed it home, and Wake back within 4 of Carolina with 5:05 left in the first half.
I think he was trying to get retribution for that pass that came inside earlier when Martin spun on him and got the basketball. Turnover by North Carolina.
Out of bounds to Wake Forest. You look at Dean Smith, the Carolina coach. It happened right in front of him. Barry, I want to pay a compliment to our officiating crew, David Dodge, Dick Farrell, and referee Jim Birch.
We just got a technical foul called on Jim Braddock. Braddock got it teased. He was going up the side. He is really upset about something, and the official decided it was too much. He turned and called a tee on him.
So Jim Braddock now will come out of the basketball game. Steve Hale will re-enter. There's the flurry at the Carolina bench as Braddock got the technical foul. I just want to mention, I want to compliment the officials. When the gentleman passed out at the scores table, they immediately stopped the game and realized that getting medical attention in there was more important than a basketball game. The incident occurred off the court, but they did stop play.
Fred, what you might be wondering is happening there is Steve Hale went over to the official, Birch, and asked him what happened. Then Hale went to the sideline, explained to Dean Smith why it was called. He's got Braddock out of the game. Now Coach Smith will go over and talk to Braddock about the call.
Alvis Rogers misses the technical shot. That is a one-shot technical. Or one-shot technical on the floor. There's Dean Smith on the sideline. Braddock is there, and I think Dean's defending his player right now. He is. He's making a case for his player, Jim Braddock. Well, you don't see much emotion out of him. He just pounded his hands together. That's about as much as you'll ever get.
4-point game right now. 4:58 to play here in the first half. Wake Forest closing the gap. Young with the basketball. Jordan, good pressure outside.
Young. Baseline. Shots up. Good. John Toms has 10. 36-34, Carolina, 4:37 left in the first half. Jordan. Perkins had it knocked loose, and a foul call.
And it was Danny Young. Sam Perkins with a good wheel inside. It looked like he was going to make the move and come across with that left hand, get the basketball up, but Danny Young got him on the arm. Good feed right there by Michael Jordan. He sees Perkins. Perkins makes the fake. Could have been called on Teachy or Young. Young got the foul.
First foul on Danny Young. Sam Perkins goes to the free throw line, the 6'9" junior. He has 10 points in this contest. Again, an 86% shooter. You're going to see a smooth shooting action right here. There's his field goal shooting percentage. That's good, too. Well, he missed. And Wake Forest with a chance to tie this basketball game with 4:26 left in the first half.
Wake Forest pushing the basketball up the court very, very quickly. North Carolina back on defense.
Shot no good. Peachy trying it from the outside, but a foul called on Sam Perkins on the rebound, his second.
Boy, Alvis Rogers made a great offensive board move that time inside of Sam Perkins. You want to see how to work the offensive board? Watch Alvis Rogers. Sam Perkins trying to block him off. No way. He got to the inside and drew the foul from Perkins. A good move around a guy who's trying to block you away from the goal, and Sam Perkins is one of the best. Sam is good at it. Dean Smith a little upset right now with the way his club is playing.
Dean standing, folding his arms, saying a few words. Free throw, no good by Rogers, and Matt Doherty picks off the long rebound for Carolina. Steve Hale brings it up. Young will meet him at midcourt. 4:10 left in the first half. Hale against Young, gives it up to Brad Doherty. Peachy comes out on the floor to cover. Perkins up high, Rogers covers him.
Rudd covering Jordan, watch the ball go inside.
Jordan had a mismatch. He got it over to Laney Rudd, a guard that time, and he has a half dozen points. 38-34 Carolina with 3:50 left in the first half.
Zone defense by North Carolina. Sort of a 2-3. Good pass inside.
Shot good. Alvis Rogers has a half dozen. 38-36 Carolina with 3:37 left in the first half. Biggest lead for Wake Forest has been 10. Biggest for North Carolina, 6.
Wake Forest staying with that man-to-man defense. I'm sort of surprised Rudd is staying on Jordan. You got a difference of about 4 inches in height there. Looks like perfect travel. He did.
He traveled. He made a real nice catch. He had to lean back and catch it over the Wake Forest player. Got that part of it done, but then could not get it on the floor in time. Alvis Rogers just passed, guess who? Billy Packer. He's 11th on the Wake career scoring list now with 1,317 points. Billy, you're still in the top dozen, bud. Hang in. Problem is, Billy's not going to score anymore. 3:26 left in the first half. You look at a Carolina fan, his club at the moment up by 2, 38-36. Forrest has been there once. Needless to say, the conference has many, many appearances in the NCAA tournament. Those are Final Four appearances. You look at a Wake Forest cheerleader. 3-point shooting so far this year. How about the Carolina 3-point percentage? 47%. Wake Forest shooting 35%, but they haven't tried very many coming into this game, Larry. Carolina had attempted 105 from 3-point range, and Wake just 55. That's what they've done tonight. Wake Forest has tried twice, missed. 1 for 4 for Carolina. Tar Heel zone attacked by Wake Forest.
There's where Teachy found Rogers the last time. That time they covered it. Perkins was inside and found Rogers. Watch Wake Forest work against this North Carolina zone. They're pretty stagnant. They're staying inside. Right now, Wake Forest working the perimeter.
Alvis Rogers, he has 8 points. 2:59 left in the first half. We are tied at 38. Wake Forest and North Carolina dead even in the Greensboro Coliseum. And a travel function called against Steve Hale and Carolina, and Wake Forest with a chance to regain the lead.
It's been a kind of a topsy-turvy game. You watch Hale commit the turnover right here. There's the call right there. He did drag that left foot.
Not much, but he did. Rogers in and out, tried to tip it. He was too deep, got the bottom of the rim, and Perkins picks it off for Carolina. To Hale.
Wake Forest playing good man-to-man defense right now. And again, Rudd's guarding Rogers. Inside, he's guarding Jordan. Watch Jordan get the basketball. Good move by Doherty.
Doherty gets it up and in. Brad Doherty hadn't been heard from him in a while. But he now has 10 points in the first half, and it's Carolina by 2 with 2:18 left in this first half. And a foul against Brad Doherty. That may have been a breaking mistake there.
Well, oftentimes, you see right here, North Carolina leading Wake Forest 40-38. We've got 2:17 to play. Greensboro Coliseum. Oftentimes when you do something like that, as Doherty did, you reach around the guy offensively, you're going to get the foul call on you. Even though you may not have touched him, it's still a blind call by the official inside. It looks like you did, but even if you didn't, most of the time it's going to be called a foul.
Both clubs are in the 1-and-1. Alvis Rogers, 83% free thrower on the line for the first time tonight. He has 8 points. There's the Carolina bench. Rogers from Washington, North Carolina, a 6'7" senior. Playing with that right knee heavily braced. He's had arthroscopic surgery done on it twice. Has taken some of his jumping ability away.
I saw him play in high school, and I'll tell you what, there wasn't many players around that could get up as high as he could, and I think the knee has hindered his jumping ability, but he still can get up.
Warren Martin captures the rebound as Rogers misses the second free throw attempt. North Carolina with a 1-point lead in the basketball with 2:08 left in the first half. Hale inside Perkins. He's fouled by Alvis Rogers. Rogers says, hey, he got me with an elbow. The official says, no, it was you. His second. There's Carl Tacey, the Wake Forest coach. Sam Perkins, 2 for 3 on the line tonight. As we mentioned, an 86% shooter. There's Rogers.
Perkins and Rogers doing a good job of battling each other inside. Rogers defensively, Perkins offensively. That time, Sam got the better of the battle. He got inside, and Rogers committed the foul.
Perkins gets it. Carl Tacey, the Wake Forest coach, looking on. Boy, this has been an action-packed first half.
Hey, you watch Sam Perkins step to the free throw line here. He's an 85% free throw shooter, and he dribbles the ball. Good concentration, and when you got that kind of concentration, most of the time you're going to get that ball to drop for you.
Dozen points for Sam Perkins now. He's averaged 16. That's Tony Karasik now in the Wake Forest lineup. 54, shoveling it inbounds. It is 42-39, North Carolina, Carolina zone. Wake Forest begins to move at it. Laney Rudd, Toms, Rudd, Toms in the wing.
that's a big lineup North Carolina's got in there right now. You got Martin and Perkins inside. Guardians only got Jordan at 6'5" and Doherty at 6'8" on the wings there. You got Hale at 6'3". That's a big defense to go over.
Three-point try, can't get it. Tony Karasik recovers it for Wake Forest and lobs it way back outside him. What they got is Warren Martin at 6'11" in the middle, and you got Perkins at 6'9" with his quickness roaming the baseline, and that's tough to get around all that.
That's a big zone defense to go over.
Danny Young, three-point try, in and out. Martin clears the rebound, and the zone's effective. Jordan. Rudd sealed him on the baseline. Good play. Defensive play by Rudd. Perkins for three. Gets it. Sam Perkins has now hit 8 out of 11 of those this year.
I was going to say, he just increased his lead in the ACC in the three-point goal.
15 points for Sam Perkins, and North Carolina with a 6-point lead. It matches their biggest lead so far. We have 55 seconds left in the first half here in the Greensboro Coliseum.
North Carolina kind of looks like a little bit of a different type of zone defense.
Toms, good turnaround jump shot by John Toms, and he has a dozen.
Toms didn't care what kind of defense it was. He put it in.
Wake Forest by 4, 37 seconds left in the first half. Hale inside Martin on the baseline, and he walked to the basketball.
Interesting now, the Wake Forest, we've got 32 seconds left on the clock, so they'll have 2 seconds left. You'll see the replay right here. Martin right here called for the walking violation.
Warren forgot which foot was the pivot foot and stepped away from it. Substitutions now for Carolina. Buzz Peterson comes on the floor. Michael Jordan will sit out.
Turnovers right now. We've got North Carolina with 10 and Wake Forest with 8.
Well, we mentioned Wake Forest forcing 20 a game. Carolina's been turning it over an average of 15, and Wake Forest has forced a few more than the average in the first half.
You saw North Carolina step in the zone defense, then they came out to challenge Young, and then dropped right back in that zone defense. Good, smart basketball by North Carolina.
John Toms couldn't get it. Rebound right there was Green. Spiked by Warren Martin. Delaney Rudd saves it for Wake Forest, but he stepped on the out-of-bounds strike. Oh, he almost made a brilliant play on the sideline, or he made a very intelligent play. It just didn't work out for him.
Well, it was a foot race to the sideline that time, and Rudd got there just a little bit late. It looked like he made the save, and I thought Hale was going to come up with the basketball. North Carolina got it.
8 seconds left in the first half. Doherty along the sideline. Carolina with a 4-point lead. 3 seconds left in the half. Hale, three-point try, too strong. Peterson tries to tip it. It won't count. We have come to the end of one furious half of basketball here in the Greensboro Coliseum. And at halftime, North Carolina has forged in front. Both teams held the lead at halftime. Carolina 45, Wake Forest 41. There it is, 45-41. We're underway. Second half action in Greensboro. Inbounds pass, Wake Forest with the basketball. And the next possession on a held ball will belong to Carolina. Wake gets it to open the second half. Delaney Rudd along the side. Intercepted nearly by Matt Doherty. Taken back by Young. Jumps over Brad Doherty. Can't get it. Delaney Rudd left hands it up. Won't drop. Rogers tips. Can't get it. Teachy walked. And the ball goes back to Carolina. Wake Forest twice now during this game has had numerous attempts and cannot get the shot down.
And there's the frustration shown on the face of Carl Tacey right there. He thought he had him a basket 3 times. He couldn't get it to go. A little upset with his defense.
You know what, that says one thing. The Wake players are very aware of the presence of Perkins and Doherty down inside.
You saw Rudd make a move that time to go to the other side of the basket because he didn't want to take the chance to get a block by Perkins.
We got a foul called against Delaney Rudd of Wake Forest out front. His second personal foul. That's the first foul called in the second half.
Watch it one more time. You'll see the foul committed right there inside. And again, they're trying to push the ball inside. And that time, Michael Jordan was going to be the recipient of that pass.
Braddock. Doherty. Jordan.
Oh, what a move.
What a nice move by Michael Jordan, and he has 9.
He showed Teachy the basketball, got it right in him, and then took it right to the left of him.
Jump shot off the baseline, good by John Toms, and he has 14 points. He's having a good night, Larry. Right on his average.
Tom's having a good night tonight. He sure is.
47-43, Carolina, and a turnover. Nearly, not quite. Sam Perkins gets it back. 18:51 left in the basketball game. Braddock, good help that time.
Good help that time, Young did. There he goes flying out of bounds of Braddock.
4-3, and he got it. Jim Braddock's first points of the night, a 3-point goal. 49-43, North Carolina. Matches their biggest lead of the game. Wake led by as many as 10 early. Young for 3. He got it. Danny Young has 13.
You take one, I'll take one. Braddock got it, Young got it.
Young 13 for 34 on 3-point tries for the year now. Braddock 16 for 28. Michael Jordan baseline. Oh, he got the bottom of the board, and it's out of bounds to Wake Forest, and the Deacons could get within a couple here.
Dean Smith taking good advantage of Delaney Rudd's defensive inadequacy against a much taller Michael Jordan. Jordan inside with the basketball, tried to make that move that time. He did. Teaching was waiting on him and threw the ball out of bounds.
18 minutes, 9 seconds left in the ball game. And a ball game it is. Toms had a notion, didn't go, started to move, and was fouled by Matt Doherty. The second on Matt Doherty. There's Carl Tacey in the Wake Forest bench. Carl and his assistants. Boy, he's a composed man on that sideline.
North Carolina traditionally has zoned the out-of-bounds play and usually stayed in a zone. Let's see if they do it again.
Alvis Rogers fakes, gets up over Doherty. The basket's going to count, and he was fouled by Brad Doherty. There's a technicality there. Was Brad Doherty stuck still and extended? Dean Smith is livid on the sideline. Never saw it. Much more emotion on Dean Smith than what he was seeing now.
Let's see what set this off. Alvis Rogers right here with the basket. Doherty with the foul. You saw the goal called good. The official went to the sideline to make the call. Dean Smith said something. He got a technical. It's a two-shot foul from the bench. So you'll get the foul shot. Wake Forest with 2 more foul shots after that.
Well, they could tie it with the technical shots here. Larry, the rule, if the man is standing straight up, arms extended, you cannot jump into it. There's a little vertical right-of-way involved in that thing, and Dean Smith was sure that Doherty was still and straight up, and that Rogers had jumped into him. Dean Smith is upset.
And Wake Forest has an opportunity to move ahead in this game.
Alvis Rogers has a dozen. You rarely see that kind of emotion from Dean Smith. Larry, I just started to mention before all that happened that these two teams really an extension of their coaches. They're both very poised because both coaches are very poised. Rogers could tie it now. Larry, this could be... Wait a minute. He's going to shoot one more technical. They could take the lead. This could be an 8-point possession if he gets this free throw and they make a 3-point goal.
Didn't get it. They got Wake Forest right back in the basketball game. They were down, and now they've got it. They can move up by 2 or 3.
50-50 tie now, and it could be either a 6 or 7-point possession for Wake Forest.
What's North Carolina's defense? Full court pressure out front.
Wake can take the lead right here. Toms moves against Braddock in the corner. The ball knocked loose by Braddock. Out of bounds, belongs to Wake. 17:55 left in a good college basketball game. There are the two coaches involved. We mentioned the poise of both these men. Their teams reflect it. Hope you're enjoying ACC basketball tonight.
And that time, Danny Young couldn't get the basketball in because North Carolina had every man covered. He decided to take the timeout.
Dean Smith continues to glare at the official as timeout is called here in Greensboro with 17:55 left in the game. It's Carolina 50, Wake Forest 50. Live at 1 p.m. We hope you're enjoying this one along with us tonight. 17:55 left in the game, a 50-50 tie. Wake Forest with the possession after the technical on North Carolina coach Dean Smith.
Good pressure by North Carolina, and Wake Forest is trying to find it. They may have it.
Danny Young a little strong, and here comes Jordan pushing it up against Rudd and Young.
Good pass.
What a speed, and a foul called against Alvis Rogers. He went up over Matt Doherty. Michael Jordan, I tell you, get him in that situation. If he doesn't score, he'll create something.
There he is. He's in the air. He decides to make the pass this time. Doherty with a good fake. Alvis Rogers looked like he was going to try to hang on the rim. Lucky he didn't because it's a technical foul. Doherty inside. Let's see what the call is going to be.
Well, I think Dean Smith now wants a technical for Alvis Rogers being on the rim or the glass. He went up and shook the apparatus a little bit. I don't know if you noticed it in the replay or not. Matt Doherty on the line has 2 points in the ball game. 17:37 left in the game. We're tied at 50. Doherty, a 6'8 junior, a 73% free throw shooter.
You see Dean Smith
talking to a player right there. He's talking to Jimmy Braddock. He's telling him to ask an official something. Matt Doherty gets the free throw. Carolina goes up by a point. With 17:37 to play.
You know, when you speak in the superlatives of a guy like Michael Jordan, who can do so many things, he moves so well with the basketball. He just showed you what he can do with the basketball when he's up in the air. He can pass it, too.
Inbounds pass picked off by Delaney Rudd. Back to Teachy now. To Danny Young, and here come the Deacons down by 2.
North Carolina in that trapping zone defense. They'll come out and try to run and jump with you.
Tom's got Perkins in the air, but couldn't catch it. Here comes Braddock for North Carolina.
Boy, Wake Forest got back on defense really well that time. North Carolina was really pushing the ball up, and they got back in good shape.
Brad Doherty had a strip by Tichy. Young against Braddock. The 3-on-1. Great dish to Delaney Rudd. He didn't get the shot in the tip by Anthony Tichy. They're going to take it away for basket interference, and now they've got Carl Tacey living with it. And I don't know, Larry.
That one was close. Tichy with a good follow-up that time. It looked like Rudd had a wide-open layup. He missed it, and Tichy with a follow-up. Watch Danny Young with a good pass right here. There's Rudd with a shot. Does he or doesn't it? Close play.
I don't know. From that angle, it's difficult to tell. I would say no, looking at it right there. Brad Doherty with his 12 points, 54-50 North Carolina. That's 5 baskets that Wake Forest has had taken away in this game, Larry. Tichy down the lane, couldn't get it. Belongs to Wake Forest. They say Perkins hit it last as Tichy got a hand on it.
That was a good offensive effort that time by Tichy. He drove the lane, had the shot, missed it, went after his rebound. They fought Perkins for the rebound, and Perkins dropped the ball out of bounds, and Wake Forest gets to retain the basket.
This is Warren Martin checking in, and now Buzz Peterson checking in for Carolina. 16:36. Long way to go in this basketball game. We've had a lot of action already. Young drops it inbounds to Rogers outside Toms. Young fakes, gets Jordan on the floor. The jumper won't drop. Tichy had a hand on the rebound, couldn't hold it. Perkins gets it to Peterson. Here come the Tar Heels. Braddock, Jordan, quick turnaround jumper, and he's fouled by John Toms. The second foul on Toms.
Michael Jordan did a good job that time inside. He got the basketball with good possession. You see Jordan with 11 points right there, and Rudd with 4. Rudd with 1 assist, and Jordan with 2. Michael Jordan, again, having a good basketball game. He does so many things so well for you, Fred. We keep talking about, as I said earlier, about all of the great things he can do as a basketball player, but he really is an awfully good player.
People could make a case that he's the best player in the country, I believe. Substitution now. Scott Davis for Wake Forest. Davis, a 6'2 sophomore from Monaca, Pennsylvania, seeing his first action tonight. I think it's kind of folly to try to name the best player in the country. You can name a group and say he's in it, and this guy certainly is.
I'll tell you what, he's got a member on his team that I think's included in that group, too.
That's right, Sam Perkins. Asking a question of his coach, Dean Smith, as Jordan readies his second free throw attempt.
Carl Tacey's got some fresh players in the game right now. He's going to give some of the other starters a little breather, let those guys sit out for 2 or 3 minutes, because the pace of this game has been fast and furious, and I think they probably need a breather.
Jeff Kepley's in the game also. Davis is out there. Near turnover, but it's deflected by Carolina, picked up by Kepley for Wake Forest. Now Scott Davis. 15:55 left in the game. Davis tried to bounce it inside. The teaching is taken away by Carolina. Again, the Tar Heel defense getting it done. Carolina by 4 with 15:43 to play. Sam Perkins, Matt Doherty. Perkins back to Doherty. He's fouled.
Now they call him traveling. He got inside. It looked like a foul, and he took the extra step before the foul was committed. Watch it for yourself. Good position right there. Perkins tried to go, couldn't go. Rogers, good defense. Doherty tried to break down the middle, and that's where he committed the violation. He walked.
15:32 left in our contest. 54-50 North Carolina. Wake Forest led by 10 in the first half. Carolina came back to get the halftime lead. They were up by 4 at intermission. They've led by as many as 6. They are up by 4 now. Wake with the basketball.
Look at Jordan Hawking Davis out there. He knows he's fresh off the bench. You want to come out and try to get the guy when he's cold. That's what Jordan was trying to do.
Kepley puts up the shot. Good.
That was a good shot by Kepley. He was in heavy traffic and shot it over Matt Doherty.
2 points, Chuck Kepley. 54-52 Carolina. What a basketball game in Greensboro tonight. 2 top 20 teams, undefeated, tied for first in the conference at 4-0. Not unbeaten on the season, but unbeaten in the conference. Doherty got too deep. Perkins rebounds and gets it.
A good one-on-one move that time by Matt Doherty. Got it baseline, beat his man. Perkins put it back on a stick back.
Perkins has 17. Davis traveled with the basketball. Started to shoot, changed his mind, came down with it.
You know who intimidated him? Michael Jordan was standing there waiting for him to release the basketball.
Carl Tacey, the Wake Forest coach, is going to make a substitution. Here it is.
There he was. Jordan started to go up to block the shot, and he had second thoughts about it, and he brought it back down. And that
tried to get the ball on the court. Not in time. There's Steve Hale for North Carolina back in the ball game. Kenny Green trying to check in for Wake Forest. And will. John Toms is going to take a break. Delaney Rudd is back on the floor. Kenny Green has big hands, Larry Conlon.
Yes, he is. I tell you what, this has been a really intense basketball game. Both clubs playing very, very hard. The crowd's been in it. One of the better games Fred we've seen this year.
Yes, it is. Well played, both sides. Brad Doherty. Peterson, Braddock. Rogers shuts him off. Gets Perkins. Steps into the circle. Not there. Knocked away by Rogers. They're going to call a travel. And the basketball goes back to Wake.
Well, it really wouldn't have made any difference. The travel was called, but Rogers had slapped the ball away, and Wake Forest had intercepted it. Now Wake Forest an opportunity to close it down to 2 points.
56-52, North Carolina, 14-21. Left in the game. Larry, every time I look up that clock, I think it should be at the end of the game. We've had so much action already. Carolina zones it.
Zone defense again with that big lineup in there.
Rogers too strong with a try. And Steve Hale picks off a long rebound. You get a lot of long rebounds with that three-point shot. Perkins. Peterson.
Teachy and Doherty fighting for position inside.
Matt Doherty to Brad Doherty. The ball was stripped and it's out of bounds. Belongs to Carolina under their own basket.
Delaney Rudd dropping back to give some assistance to Teachy right there. You see him slap the basketball away. Good defensive play by Delaney Rudd. Come off and give some help inside.
Turnovers at this point of the game. Carolina 12, Wake 10. Matt Doherty, Sam Perkins. That was a dangerous pass. It worked out for him.
Wake in his own defense, trapping the corner. Sam on the low post. Got it.
Oh, Sam Perkins with a jump hook, and a very soft jump hook, has 19. 58-52, North Carolina. Teachy from long range on the rim and dropped it. And with just his fourth point of the night. 58-54, North Carolina. 13-21 left in the game. Perkins for three. In and out, rebound Teachy. The Young, look at Young glide up court with the basketball. Pulls up for three, in and out. Sam Perkins wins the rebound battle. Doherty going to take his time and let the offense get set. No, he's not. He's going to shoot it off the wing. Didn't get it. Brad Doherty back out to Hale. Wake Forest was a little tired right now, Larry.
They do.
Perkins off the baseline. No, and Brad Doherty tips it.
Brad Doherty with a great tip in right there.
14 points, Brad Doherty. Wake looking a little weary, and Carolina getting a lot of shot attempts. That trip up the floor. 60-54, North Carolina, 12:39 left in the game. Good crisp ball movement by Wake. Jump shot good by Kenny Green. He moved it crisply that time. 6 points for Green. 4-point lead for Carolina.
I tell you, these two clubs have gone up and down the floor so often tonight. I'm not surprised that they are a little weary.
Brad Doherty. Peterson. In and out. 3-point attempt. Matt Doherty tried to save it, and now Wake touched it last. It'll be out of bounds in North Carolina. Good play by Matt Doherty.
I think maybe Dean Smith might have seen that right then, too. You see some new subs coming in to give some of his guys who've started a little breather right here. You see the play by Doherty right there. Rogers slapped the ball out of bounds, made the dive into the Wake Forest bench. It'll be North Carolina's ball. North Carolina with some new players in the game, Fred, maybe giving some of their guys a little bit of a breather.
Got John Brownlee out there now. Hale, Buzz Peterson, Warren Martin, and this bad Michael Jordan. Wow, oh, the shot went down. Unbelievable shot by Michael Jordan, and it's going to count. And he now has 11, and I didn't think the shot had a chance to go. He was fouled pretty well.
I know I've said this a lot, Saturday and today, but that's a great move right there by Michael Jordan. And there are probably going to be a few other people say it in his career.
Did you see him take the ball away? The hand never got to the ball. I thought it had. Free throw off the front of the rim, and Carolina having a little problem on the free throw line right now. That foul went against Alvis Rogers, by the way, and it's his fourth personal foul, and he has a foul problem here with 12 minutes and a second left in the game. Alvis Rogers has drawn his fourth personal foul, and we have a timeout taken here. You're looking at the Greensboro Coliseum with 12:01 left in the game. Our score now, North Carolina 62, Wake Forest 56.
Forward in college basketball, you might be. That's Michael Jordan. Some say he's a second guard. Some say he's a small forward. He can do just a little bit of everything. Sam Perkins right now with 19 points and 7 rebounds. Rogers with 13 points and 7 rebounds for Wake Forest.
Pretty good match right there. Let's join now Paul Cameron, who has a report for us. Paul?
Okay, Fred, we have an injury report, the status report on Rick Brewer, the sports information director, who was taken to Wesley Long Hospital here in Greensboro during the first half. My pleasure to say that Rick is doing fine. He is alert and responsive. Those comments from North Carolina team doctor Joe DeWalt, who went with him. Rick suffered an uncomplicated seizure. He is, again, doing fine in the hospital. His father's with him. Let's go back to the game.
Excellent news. Thank you very much, Paul Cameron. Rick, we're very happy for you.
Very glad to hear that. Hurry up and get back.
Turnaround jumper Green, and he got it slammed out of bounds from behind, and the ball belongs to Wake Forest with 11:48 left to play. 62-56 North Carolina. Carolina led 2-0. Wake Forest came back, got the lead at 3-2, and held it until 7:59 left in the first half. Green almost lost it and was fouled by John Brownlee.
John Brownlee, one of those subs we talked about coming in here in the second half to give some of those starters for North Carolina a little bit of a breather, committed the foul that time. And I tell you, Green almost lost the basketball out of bounds, recovered, and Brownlee committed the foul, so Green will go to the line. Fred, this was a highly recruited young man out of the state of Florida. He played high school at Eustis High School.
And look, when he whomps those hands on the ball, how big. Folks, those are paddles right there. He has 6 points in this game, just missed his first free throw attempt of the night.
He's got some pretty long oars to go with him.
Yes, he has. They really like him here, these prospects. 6'6" freshman. And he's done some nice things in this game, Larry. Gets the second free throw. He has 7 points, and there's your, well, the second half score. Look at this. South Carolina over Clemson, 50-33 in the second half. That game being played down in Columbia tonight. 11:40 left in this game. Carolina by 5 over Wake Forest.
And there was a foul committed by Danny Young right there. North Carolina retains possession on the foul.
Second foul on Danny Young. North Carolina has committed 3 team fouls in the second half. Wake Forest has committed 4. Michael Jordan wanted to give the ball to Hale, didn't. Now he's going to have to move the basketball. It was nearly taken away, but Hale saves it.
I don't think they can make up their mind who was going to dribble it. They each took a turn at it.
Low to Perkins. Perkins back out corner. Buzz Peterson. That's 3. Buzz Peterson gets 3. And now it's 65-57. The Tar Heels have their biggest lead of the game with 11:16 to play. Good effort.
Good defense that time inside by Warren Martin. He went to battle with Teachy, and they both had a hold of the basketball. Martin flung the ball out of bounds.
Teachy, good fake. Got Martin in the air, and then he's fouled by Hale. The second on Hale. There's Dean Smith, the Carolina coach, and here's the play.
They're going to call this a 2-shot foul right here. You're going to see Hale make the move. They say he got it on the way up. That's the official decision. He goes to the line for 2 shots.
Anthony Teachy, 69% shooter out of Goldsboro, North Carolina, a 6'9" junior as you look at Dean Smith. Brad Doherty back in the game, and Warren Martin will sit out. So Warren almost headed for the wrong bench, and he made a pretty sharp right turn and got over with his teammates. Carl Tacey, Wake Forest coach, very calmly watching the action. Teachy has 4 points in this game, make it 5. Wake Forest back within 7. Teachy could get him within 6. 11-12 left in the basketball game.
The game in the second half, Fred, really has been a 2-4 point game all the way up until about the last couple of minutes. And now it's been a 6-8, 6-9 type game.
I really have the feeling Carolina's starting to wear them down. Peterson.
That time, North Carolina broke Wake Forest's press.
Hale.
Staying in that man-to-man defense, and North Carolina trying to work it inside.
Oh, great move by Jordan. The shot wouldn't drop. Here comes Wake. Young. Delaney Rudd off balance. Foul. It goes against Hale. The third on Steve Hale. Well, if Wake Forest knocks a couple down here, they're back within 4 points.
And for the second time in a row, Steve Hale, that young man right there, committed the foul. The second time down the floor for possession for Wake Forest. You'll see the foul right here. Delaney Rudd with a good move right. He gets him up in the air, and there's the foul committed. He goes to the line for 2. Rudd's having a pretty good ball game in the second half.
Jimmy Braddock back on the floor. Steve Hale out for North Carolina. 10:45 left in this game. Delaney Rudd has 6 points in the contest. Missed the free throw.
I don't think you can emphasize enough free throw shooting, no matter what level you're playing at. Carl Tacey with his head bowed right there. He's frustrated by the way his team has shot free throws tonight.
In and out. Can't get it down, and Wake Forest misses a chance to get within 4. Here comes North Carolina.
to Peterson. Watch them attempt to try to get the ball inside. They look inside until they can get it there.
Wake really hustling on defense. That'll be a traveling ball. Wake gets it back. They are really working on defense that time, Larry.
Good defensive work by the Deacons. Sam Perkins just fell over his feet. You see Jordan look inside to Perkins. He has the move, and he dribbled the ball off his foot. And as he started to get up to make the pass back out to Braddock, the official called him for traveling. North Carolina in a 1-3-1 zone now.
Tichy to John Toms.
Wake Forest will attack this zone defense, Fred. They'll try to push the ball inside against North Carolina, but boy, that's tough to do when you got Doherty, you got Perkins inside.
Saved by Green. Young, three-point try. Good. Danny Youngweather has 16 points now. That's his second three-point goal and a three-point lead for North Carolina. Matt Doherty.
North Carolina back very quickly, trying to push it inside. A steal by Tom.
Tom's got the hand on it. Rudd runs it down, takes it in against Perkins. Goaltending. 2 points. Delaney Rudd at the end of the fast break gets his 6-point. It's a 1-point lead for North Carolina with 9:39 to play.
Tom's with a steal. Good steal right there. Watch him break to the left to try to catch up. Here comes Rudd left side. He knows he can't get it because Perkins is there. There's the block, and it was Michael Jordan who jammed it against the glass.
Braddock, three-point try, too strong, and Wake can grab the lead. Here's Rudd again. He's got Doherty in front of him.
Good pass.
Oh, what a pass. Anthony Peachy. Pass 8. Carolina wants a timeout. And Larry Conley, I said a while ago, I thought Wake may be getting tired. I'll tell you what, if they were, they reached back and found the reserve tank because they're right back in it. We have 9:18 left, and timeout here. It's Wake Forest 66, Carolina 65. And this is the Raycom Jefferson production.
Or was it goaltending? Here's the move right here. You see Rudd with the basketball. Right there's Tom's wanting it. Here comes Jordan from the backside. It's out of sight of our cameras right there. You can't see it on the top of the screen. Fred and I both disagree on it, but you'll see it maybe one more time. Let's try it again.
How about that pass?
That's a great pass.
From Delaney Rudd to Tichy.
Wake has scored 9 straight points, 9 unanswered points.
Second half turnovers, Carolina 6, Wake Forest 3. That Wake Forest defense continues to pressure Carolina. Larry, I referred to it when we went away. I was mentioning that I thought Carolina maybe was about to wear Wake Forest down, and I'll tell you what, they're showing a lot of heart if that was the case because they've reached back for the extra. 9:10 left in the game, 1-point lead for Wake Forest. And what a ball game in Greensboro. This battle for the conference lead. Doherty missed. Great
follow by Jordan.
Michael
Good
Jordan.
offensive rebound.
15 points for Jordan. 8:57 to play. Carolina by 1.
And again, North Carolina in what looks like a 1-3-1 zone defense. They move around and try to match up. You'll see Matt Doherty on the other side of the zone. He's got 2 guys to cover. When he moves outside, then Perkins moves over and takes the guy low.
Doherty had a hand on it off the baseline. Green can't get it. Foul called. Anthony Tichy whistled for his 3rd personal foul. This battle for the ACC lead as we reach the 1/3 mark in the conference race.
Watch it one more time. Kenny Green, baseline jumper over the top of Perkins. There's the foul committed by Tichy right on the back right there of Michael Jordan.
North Carolina with a 1-point lead as you look at Dean Smith on the Carolina bench. Eddie Fogler on one side, Bill Guthridge on the other. Doherty.
Wake Forest decides to stay in that man-to-man defense. They're going to run that passing game. But look at this one-on-one move.
Oh, Michael Jordan singing a song. 17 points, and what a tremendous ballet-like move by Jordan, and Delaney Rudd answers with a 3-point goal.
Rudd's come to life.
9 points, Delaney Rudd. 69-69 tie with 8:07 to play.
Watch Braddock push the basketball up the court. He really puts pressure on the defense when he brings it in like that.
Doherty's going to take it. Perkins rebounds. Ball's contended for, out of bounds to Carolina. Off the hand of Anthony Tichy. Couldn't quite capture it.
A lot of Deacon hands on that basketball that time, but they just couldn't hold it and went out of bounds.
Sellout crowd here in Greensboro getting their money's worth. Carl Tacey looking on. Wake Forest head coach, what a job he's done with this club, Larry.
He really has. I tell you, it's been a good rivalry the last 2 years. These 2 clubs have split 6 games, 3-3.
Wake in the zone on the inbounds pass. Michael Jordan in the corner.
Wake Forest ended up and stayed in that zone. They started in it with the out-of-bounds play, and they stay in it. North Carolina's trying to attack it. You see Perkins on the outside. Braddock, the good 3-point shooter outside their range.
8 seconds on the shot clock. 6 seconds on the shot clock. 4 seconds. Braddock from three-point range. Not quite. Kenny Green spears the rebound. Here comes Wake. Out foul called backcourt. Action stopped. Jordan was called for the foul. That is the second foul on Michael Jordan. Team fouls. North Carolina 5, Wake Forest 6. Next Wake foul will put Carolina in the 1-1. The Tar Heels have 1 to spend.
I'll tell you what, both of these clubs have really pushed the basketball up the floor and tried to break, but both defenses have gotten back, and it really has been difficult to get an easy layup.
Heels and the Deacons eyeball to eyeball in the Greensboro Coliseum with 7:10 to play. Foul called against North Carolina. That was Michael Jordan again. Dean Smith really upset. He's been called for a technical tonight. That's rare.
He is visibly upset.
Come on, he keeps saying. 7:10 left in this game.
Wake Forest came in and attacked that time the zone defense of North Carolina. They tried to trap that time John Tom's on the side over there, and they just couldn't get to the basketball in time. Michael Jordan slapped him on the arm, and he goes to 1-1. And Fred, that's important. We've got 7:10 left to play, and Wake Forest is in the 1-1.
John Toms gets the free throw. He has 15 points. Wake up by 1. Dean Smith looking on from the Carolina bench. Toms had it. Oh, it's in the rim and came back out again. We have a 1-point lead for Wake Forest as Carolina now attacks. Delaney Rudd picks up Braddock back near the timeline.
Wake Forest gone back to a man-to-man defense, and now North Carolina trying to run that passing game. They'll push the ball inside if they can find somebody open.
Michael Jordan, that's for 3, in and out. And Danny Young has the rebound for Wake Forest. Here come the Deacons with a 1-point lead. 6:43 to play. Young sets the offense, works against Jordan. Green against Perkins.
North Carolina man-to-man.
Deep corner, Young starts the dribble in the lane. Tried to get it to Anthony Tichy and probably should have taken a shot there.
Very good lesson right there. Danny Young really had the shot. He was about 6 feet out in front of the goal, and he tried to get a 3-foot shot into Kenny Green. No reason to do that. Take that shot. Don't make the extra pass.
Warren Martin on the floor for North Carolina. Wake gets the basketball back with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 6:28 on the game clock. Wake Forest with a 1-point lead. Young inbounds to Green. Outside it comes to Delaney Rudd. Cross court, Young. Tom steps in, fires it up from the circle. Good. John Toms has 17, and Wake is up by 3 with 6:16 to play.
Wake with full court pressure after the made field goal. Now they drop back. Man-to-man. Rudd comes back, picks up Braddock. Good pressure man-to-man. Good flow by North Carolina inside. The screens, Perkins open.
Perkins lobs it up, short, can't get it. Rebound, Wake. Tichy ran it down, and here comes Young. And listen to the crowd in the Greensboro Coliseum. The Wake fans on their feet and roaring for their Deacons. 5 minutes, 47 seconds to play. Delaney Rudd in and out.
What a
try
trip by
Green
Green.
again. Kenny Green with a great offensive board. He has 9 points, and Wake is up by 5.
Fred, he stayed in here. He missed it with his left hand and came back and tipped it with his right on the other side.
On the opposite side of the basket. There's your situation. Wake by 5. 5:29 to play.
Good double screen out front for Perkins. He goes.
Floating jumper, good. Sam Perkins with a nice move, nailed it. He has 21. We have a basketball game with 5:19 to go. Wake by 3. Rudd to Toms. Martin helped out Matt Doherty on the baseline nicely for Carolina there.
North Carolina in kind of a 1-3-1 zone. You see Braddock inside the circle there.
11 seconds on the shot clock. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Rudd. Too strong with a drive. Perkins clears the rebound. Carolina down by 3 with a basketball. 4:52 to play. To tell you the truth, Larry, right now I wish this game would never end. I could just keep on watching.
Braddock for 3. No, he goes inside.
Oh, nice move, Jim Braddock. He has 5. 74-73 Wake Forest. The Carolina bench. 4:35 to play.
Wake Forest hasn't scored the last 2 trips down the floor. They need one this time to maintain that lead. North Carolina showing a lot of poise.
Green gets everybody in the air and knocks the shot down, and the freshman Kenny Green coming to life. He has 11. He has the last 2 baskets for Wake Forest.
Wake Forest wants to stay in that man-to-man defense, and North Carolina very content to run their man-to-man offense. You see a lot of downscreen. Perkins breaking to the ball. Jordan inside. They're trying to get the ball to Martin.
And Larry, the shot clock is off. It is no longer a factor. The team that has the lead can try to sit on it if they want to. 3:57 left in the game. Jordan low, jumpers up, short with a try. Tip try Martin twice, and he jammed it home. And he may have a foul.
Yes.
We could have a tie ball game because that basket is going to count, and Martin will be on the free throw line with a chance to tie it with 3:51 to play.
I think it was Kenny Green that committed the foul that time. You'll see right here, good fake by Jordan on Teachy. He got him in the air. Good follow by Martin. Offensive glass work. He goes back up. There's the foul by Green.
Second foul on Kenny Green. Both clubs in the 1-and-1. There's your story. 3:51 to play. Warren Martin for the tie. No. Teachy pulls it off, and Wake has a 1-point lead.
And that could change the strategy, Fred, because now they're going to force North Carolina to come out of that zone defense and play man-to-man.
And Carl Tacey just called a timeout. He is going to set the Wake Forest strategy. 3 minutes and 43 seconds left in this basketball game. Wake Forest with a 1-point lead in the ball. They're up 76-75 over Carolina. We're back after this.
Looks like a traffic jam over there on the North Carolina bench. I know Dean Smith knows exactly what he's going to be doing, though. Here's an important factor right here. Timeouts remaining. Wake Forest has 1 timeout left, and North Carolina has 4. Here are 3-point attempts, Fred, so far.
Wake 3 for 5. North Carolina 2 for 7.
That's in the second half.
In the second half of this ball game. There are both coaches. You think the wheels aren't spinning here now. I tell you, there's a lot of coaching knowledge in that picture right there. Carl Tacey on the left, Smith on the right, and here we go. Wake Forest 1-point lead and possession with 3:39 to play. Let's see what the strategy will be.
I would assume that Wake Forest will run some clock off. If they get an opportunity to take a layup, a back door, they'll take it.
He got Lee Garber in the game, did Carl Tacey. Delaney Rudd outside.
That's Garber's first appearance in the game for them.
Yes. What a tough spot to have to make it, huh? Come off the bench after sitting all night and play in this situation. Wake Forest spreads it out. 3 minutes, 13 seconds to play. They're playing now in front of Dean Smith. Both coaches have their defense in front of them to finish the game.
There you saw Hale try to double up on the outside. Here he comes again. North Carolina will come out occasionally. They'll play you straight man-to-man. Then after about a minute, they'll go to a different defense with some kind of key, and they'll come and double team or triple team. You'll see him right now. They're straight up man-to-man. Watch him go double team. Right now, Peterson's on Young out front.
At the moment, Perkins just laying back in that lane, trying to cut out anybody that might come down the lane. 2:43 left in the game. Wake Forest, 1-point lead and the basketball. Handling this well, Larry.
Long time to hold the basketball. Carl Tacey has faith in him.
Both clubs are in the 1-and-1. If you foul them, you put them on the line at both ends of the floor.
Oh, that was almost a good trap. Doherty and Perkins came over on Rudd.
One big thing, Larry, if there's a held ball, the possession belongs to North Carolina. The arrow is pointing the Tar Heel way.
When you run a spread offense, the best thing to do is keep spread out. You want to try to find the passing angles and the passing lanes, and that's what Wake Forest is doing. You got to stay out of the corners. That's where North Carolina can trap, in the corners. Carl Tacey knows that, and you try to keep away from those double teams.
2 minutes, 2 seconds left in the basketball game. Wake Forest has killed nearly 2 minutes of that clock right now. 1:55 left. They've held it for 2 minutes with a 1-point lead. Carolina not really aggressive right now. Garber to Rogers to Young. 1:43 left in the basketball game. The score, Wake Forest 76, North Carolina 75. The Deacons have held it for over 2 minutes. Young has Rudd underneath. Got it! They broke him loose. Delaney Rudd got free. And Young found him. And it's a 3-point lead for Wake Forest with 1:23 to play.
Dean Smith's trying to call a timeout, and nobody sees him. None of the players see him. He's up. He's got all of his assistants off of the bench trying to call a timeout, and nobody sees him.
Jumper.
Perkins got it.
Sam Perkins.
He tried to call the timeout, and he got the field goal.
23 points for Sam Perkins. 1:02 to play. 78-78 tie. That was a 3-point goal.
Stay in the zone. No, they're going to come out. Dean Smith says go out and get them, and that's what they're going to do.
49 seconds left. We are tied at 78 as Perkins hit a 3-point shot. His second 3-pointer of the game. Perkins now has 24.
I don't think there's anyone in this place that doesn't think that Wake Forest will hold it for the last shot.
34 seconds left in the basketball game. 31 seconds left. A 78-78 tie. a battle for the lead in the ACC.
Important factor right now, Fred, is the fact that Michael Jordan has not been able to get back in this basketball game the last 4 minutes. They haven't had a time where the ball has stopped. No timeouts. There have been no opportunities for him to get back in the game.
Ian Braddock sitting on the side watching. All right, we're down to it. 10 seconds left. Young, shot blocked. Carolina has it. 6 seconds left. Doherty's driving. Foul. With 3 seconds left, Matt Doherty will be on the free throw line. A big turnaround for the Tar Heels. Matt Doherty caught the ball off the floor, checked the clock, knew he had time, and there's Carl Tacey.
Here's the end of it right here. You see Doherty going up. There's the foul by Rogers. But it was a great block inside that precipitated all this. And it was Perkins that made the block. He got it inside. Doherty got the ball, pushed it up the floor. No time to call a timeout. You got a one-on-one situation. You take advantage of it, and he put the pressure on Rogers, and Rogers committed the foul.
Larry, if North Carolina wins this game here on these free throws, the stories will all say the 2 free throws by Matt Doherty with 3 seconds left in the game won the game for Carolina. That's half the story. The block by Sam Perkins. There it is. 3 seconds left. We are tied at 78. Matt Doherty on the line has 2 shots. Carolina has the lead. 79-78. Matt Doherty 3 for 3 on the line tonight. 5 points in the game. Now another big free throw. Right now it's a 1-point lead. And Carl Tacey of Wake Forest just spent his last timeout with 3 seconds left. There's the Carolina bench. Timeout here. 3 seconds left. Doherty another free throw coming, and North Carolina in front of Wake Forest 79-78.
About the options that Wake Forest has. Of course, it all hinges on whether or not Doherty makes this free throw. If he misses it, they've got to get the basketball off the floor very, very quickly. They've got 3 seconds. Carl Tacey looks at the clock. He's also very aware of that. They've got to get the ball up, and they can either attempt a 3-point goal and win the game if Doherty makes it, or even if he misses it, a field goal can still win the basketball game for him or tie it for them.
Carolina is putting 4 players from midcourt on back. No timeouts left for Wake Forest. Doherty with his second free throw attempt. Everybody dropped back on defense for Carolina. The free throw's good. Carolina up by 2. And Wake Forest has 3 seconds left to try to tie it. They throw midcourt Young. 2 seconds left. Young got it to the circle, throws it up, off the rim, and the game is over. North Carolina wins it 80-78. They might have had a little better shot than you would have thought they could get, but then Young was a little bit out of shape when he got the shot away. Excellent college basketball just came to an end. North Carolina goes to 5-0, the top of the ACC. Wake Forest goes to 4-1.